Haven't I, iTube? So today in this video I just want to come and talk about this idea of freeform locks again, because to be honest, a lot of people still comment and ask me about like updates and stuff like that, interested to see how my hair looks and all of these different things. And I guess there's nothing really wrong with that, but I do want to say, before I get into what I really want to talk about in this video, is that I do want to say me really starting so-called freeform locks, or allowing my hair to just do what it does, it's kind of like, it's not for vanity, it's not for show. I didn't really even do it to like be teaching people what to do with freeform locks, how to do freeform locks, how to wash your hair, how to start nothing like that, to be honest. It really is more, from the start, it's been like it's like a symbol of submission, and it's like even beyond being natural, because like the Bible says, the natural man doesn't really know God, if that makes sense. It's beyond being natural, because even that has turned into like this form of vanity, this form of, I guess, self-exaltation somehow. And I didn't really start this to do any of that. So what I want to share in this video, what I really want to talk about, is there's a lot of things and a lot of people talking about so-called freeform locks, what it means, where they come from. It's being natural, it's just what your hair does, it's all of these different things, right? And I want to say, if any of you are watching my videos, I want you to really think about the so-called, the quote-unquote origins of quote-unquote freeform locks. The origin of being natural. And I want to say, if you really, for all of you who are like scholars or anything, being, I guess, intellectual and stuff, and you look into the history of quote-unquote freeform locks or dreads or whatever, you can see that even the Rastas of Jamaica and the bush and the hills of Jamaica were inspired, or they even tapped into some, I want to say, tapped into some ancient genes from Ethiopia, the monks of Ethiopia, different ancestors in Eastern Africa, not just Ethiopia, but yes, mainly I want to say Ethiopia. And we know where or what that land of Ethiopia is and what it represents. It's what this land is just the origins, it's the root of humanity. And even beyond, if you know the original people, if the original people are those ancient indigenous Khoisan people, and they come from Ethiopia, if you look at the land, you look at the people, you will then put two and two together and see that it's more than just hair. It's more than just freeform locks. It's more than just defying a beauty standard or recreating a beauty standard. It's not even like a cultural thing. It's not about culture. It's not even a way of life. It's really just being. And like I said, a form of submission. It's like a covenant. It's just returning to your origin, your original state. So if you're into quote-unquote freeform locks and things like that, if it's not leading you to the roots, if it's not leading you to the Godtinent, even if it's not leading you to the root and the origin, the source of humanity, which is the land, the spirit of the original people, and also the Most High, if it's not leading you there, then I suggest or recommend that you really go further inside yourself and further inside of your heart and really meditate and pray about what it is that you're doing, because at that point it can just be vanity, it can just be vain, it can just be something that's trendy and it doesn't really have a root, and you don't want to be a wolf in sheep's clothing. So I really wanted to share that really quickly, because I don't want to be on here misleading people. I don't think I do that, but I don't want to be on here anyway misleading people. I know my videos on freeform locks or showing my hair or whatever, it gets like a lot of views and stuff, but that's not what I'm on here for. That's not what I'm showing you guys. So even right now, me having my hair out, I'm in a natural area, so I kind of want my hair to breathe. So moving around in these toxic environments, that's also another point I want to make. If your quote-unquote hair, your roots are, you know, everybody likes to say your roots, your hair is your antennas and things like that. So if you're in a place that doesn't really represent the origin or the root, I'm not saying you can't tap into it wherever you are, but I'm saying if you're not somehow being allowed, if you have some type of blockage that you're not able to tap into that, which will lead you to the Godtinent, it will lead you to looking more into native, tribal, not even tribal, just more native indigenous people, the original people of the Godtinent, and most importantly, that spirit or essence of the Most High, which encompasses everything that I just said. If you're in a place or an environment that's kind of blocking you from tapping into that, then that's something to think about, because wherever you are, if your hair is your antenna, your hair is taking in everything that you are around. And not only is it taking in, it's also sending out. So whatever is inside of you is actually being poured out. Not poured out, but it's being sent out. So you're sending and receiving. So it's very important, to be honest, if you're going to be like this and you're going to be somewhat of, I guess, a Nazarite, biblically speaking, if you're going to be a natural person, if you're going to be a freeform person, it's best to do all of that in original, natural, sacred, roots level environment, which there's no other place on earth but the Godtinent. Really think and meditate and pray about that, because in the times to come, the Godtinent is actually going to be one of the only places that will survive the mass calamity, the mass destruction that's coming for the earth right now, because humans have been a force against ourselves. And just because you have freeform locks and you're getting into spirituality and even religiosity and all of these things, it doesn't mean that your heart is in the right place. So I'm not even just saying have freeform locks and move to Africa or anything like that. I'm saying if you're really starting on this journey with just returning to the source, this just becomes a part of it. This doesn't like really define anything. It's more of a symbol. It can be a symbol, but it's not a defining factor in your life. It's not a defining factor on your journey or anything like that. And I don't want, well, I know that a lot of you that watch my videos actually can be looking from a very surface level. You're maybe looking for a certain type of thing, looking for me to say certain things, and maybe by now in this video you can tell this is not that. So even asking for updates and stuff, maybe now you're looking at my hair, you can see, oh, it's gotten long and stuff like that, but that's very, like, hair grows. Just like everything in life, it's growing. So that's not like a sidebar, but anyways, I kind of wanted to touch on this topic and those different points within this topic, because I think it's important to keep in mind, or to kind of take off the blindfolds, or take off the rose-colored glasses, and get away from vanity, and yeah, just get away from vanity, because that's not good for your heart and your mind and your heart. That can be like a distraction. So yeah, just to summarize, what I'm trying to say is, if you are doing freeform, so-called freeform locs, right? Really sit and pray, meditate about why you're doing what you're doing, what it is that you're really doing, and then also see where it's leading you and where it's guiding you to, because it's, like I said, it's a symbol of submission. So you want to know what you're submitting to and what you are serving, who you're submitting to, who you're serving. Is it yourself? Is it the Most High, the highest version of yourself, the whatever terms you guys want to use? If it's self-serving from an egotistical standpoint, if it's trying to be rebellious and go out the system, that's why you see a lot of people cutting their hair off, because of why they started it. You know, but that might be a whole nother video, to be honest. So just really think about what you're doing, and if it's leading you to the source, the root, the origins of humanity, of life, the Godtinent, that original essence of an indigenous, a true indigenous person, that's where it should be leading you to. And once you reach a point to realize that that's where it's leading you to, and then that's where it's leading you to, all of these different facades, all of these different identities, all of these different terms and labels, freeform locs, semi-freeform locs, how to do this, how to do that, dating and this and that, defining or being rebellious, redefining beauty standards, and all of these things will fade away, because that's not what matters. It doesn't matter. And I said this in another video. I'm going to make this point, and then I'm going to cut this video short. How can I rephrase it? A lot of the things that we do is because we feel like, not even we feel, we've kind of been in a system where we've been like oppressed and suppressed, repressed. So everything is kind of like, even if it's normal and it's an original thing to do, it's kind of either been demonized or it's being worshipped. I don't want you guys on here worshiping me, thinking, oh, she's so beautiful, a goddess and this and that, because the so-called freeform locs. I can't control what other people do, but I'm just stating it and putting it out there now. That's not what this is. That's not what I'm here for. I appreciate all of you guys' comments and showing support on this channel, but I'm just drawing a line to just say, I'm just throwing out a recommendation. Really go within yourself, look into your environment, and see, is what I'm doing, this journey with my hair, is it just hair for me? Is it a spiritual thing for me? Is it me returning to my roots? Is it a cultural thing? Just think about your intentions and see where that leads you to. And are you going down a slippery slope, or are you taking the high road, which it would be the narrow road? So that's all I wanted to share in this video. I hope you guys are blessed. I hope everyone is growing and really purifying and cleansing from all of the filth that's in the world. I really hope and pray that for everyone, just like I do for myself. So yeah, until next time, bye bye. God, I too.